Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Just like the sunrise, we gonna light it up. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Just like the sunrise, we gonna light it up.
Ember. Oh, Ember.
Miss Ember.
Oh, great, Ember. Tell me what I'm doing.
Appreciate you, Ember.
Love Ember. She's great.
Bottom of the barrel Ember bullshit.
Oh my God. Ember. Ember. Ember.
Ember.
We love you, Ember.
You rock at that, Ember.
Ember is the queen.
We're neighbors, Ember.
I see you, Ember.
Hey, Ember is hot.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. We're starting off this adventuresome week with some adventure, apparently. For those of you who are just joining us for the first time this morning, this is the second show of the day. The first show was about protests and ICE, and holy crap, it was spicy.
This is the bottom of the barrel Ember bullshit that you've all been waiting for right here, though.
True. Thank you all so much for joining, and thank you, Bree, for popping in. It's lovely to see you so early in the morning. I know the night is your natural habitat. Honestly, I relate. Who thought a morning show was a good idea? Come on now.
Yeah. I don't think I'm supposed to wear a bra with this top. It doesn't feel right. It's the one that Ryan made me. But it's got like own built-in titty support. It's kind of nice.
Hell yeah. We love it. I couldn't decide on an outfit this morning. I was like, should I dress as if I were going to a protest? Should I try to dress spicy and provocatively? After I changed like 3 times, I'm like, Ember, just put a shirt on. So I just put a shirt on.
This is the one I'm wearing, but yeah, you see the bra doesn't look right. It's not designed to be worn with a bra, but I just put it on, like grabbing stuff out of my closet. So my tits look great in it. Look at that. Oh, free titties for the show. There you go. Everybody hit the like button for titties.
Tap the buttons and things. Oh my goodness. Thank you for that. And also thank you to Deviant, who was not only wearing out her mouth on the previous show, but also gifted 5 memberships before we even got started. Holy crap. Thank you, Deviant. Those went to Robert X, Chuck McNorris, Richard Cardinal? Oh my god. My apologies, folks. I cannot read letter. My monitor's resolution is so low, I can't tell one letter apart from another. It's a struggle. But Griffin Bowman and Nara. Hooray. I haven't seen Nara in a hot minute. But congratulations, folks. Enjoy all the fun custom emojis that come with membership, as well as members exclusive content and early access to stuff and members only live streams and a bunch of other goodies. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you decide to become permanent members because it helps the channel and you get all kinds of goodies. So yay. And thank you, Deviant. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank all of you for joining. It's lovely to see you all, especially at this ungodly hour, as they say. I realize it's 11 Eastern. It's not that bad, but I had to get up pretty early for the first show. Mondays are the hardest because we do double streams and we do them early and back to back, and it's an oof.
I consistently miss the early show on Mondays. And I'm in the West Coast, so it's even later here, or not West Coast, but I'm in the Mountain Time Zone, so it's even later for me, and it's still too freaking early. They start at 7, so that's 5 a.m. for Ember, right?
The other way around. It's 7 a.m. or 9 a.m. Jesus Christ! Time is hard. Why do we do time zones? This is the worst idea.
I always get it backwards. I always do the math backwards. I'm so dumb. Transposing the numbers backwards. Math is not my strong point, sweetie. Even
it's okay. You can be a Bible scholar with strong math skills like that.
Yeah, I could be Kip Davis's new apprentice.
That's right. You'll have to learn about volcanology, but I'm sure you can manage.
I actually know a lot about volcanology. I'm a nerd. I grew up as a nerd. I only became a hot chick recently. I was like a nerd for a long time before that.
That's valid.
Like
and relatable, honestly. Oh goodness. We're also joined by the lovely Lilith. How are you doing? You're still surviving, I see. Hopefully. Possibly. Well, Lil fights with her audio.
I'm trying to get my audio settled.
There you are. Oh, goodness. But also, thank you, Miranda, who sends a super chat for $10. Thank you. And Miranda says, bottom of the barrel Ember bullshit is the best way to start the week. I tend to agree, but I understand I'm biased. But for those who missed it during the opening, we can let's run that one more time.
Ember. Oh, Ember.
Miss Ember.
Oh, great, Ember. Tell me what I'm doing.
Appreciate you, Ember.
Love Ember. She's great.
Bottom of the barrel Ember bullshit.
Oh my god, Ember.
We love you, Ember.
You rock at that, Ember.
Ember is the queen.
We're neighbors, Ember.
I see you, Ember.
Hey, Ember is hot.
I'm just so fucking tickled.
Ember's a nerd that turned into a hot chick too.
Oh, I'm so tickled by all these fucking people running around like the trolls we got in the previous show, like doing everything they could to be hateful. They're like, oh, these are just lesbian cunts, and oh, they should all scissor. And I'm just like, tell me more.
There is not a woman on that stream earlier that I wouldn't scissor with. I'm just saying. Scissoring is one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Lil.
Crafting however we can.
Yeah. In a world so bleak, seek out all the orgasms you can. Help your friends with orgasms. Yeah, just give them and receive them as much as you can consensually do, because this world sucks, and those are some of the small joys that we have.
It's true. I used to have a friend who said that no matter how long you live, you have a finite number of meals you can enjoy on this earth. And it's a crime to take one of those and throw them away with something crappy. You know, like you only get so many chances. Make use of them. And the same thing applies to adult stuff too. Like, I mean, some of us are much more into garlic bread. You know, if you want to have a good time, you know what I'm into. But if you're into you know, other things, adult fun time. But if you do get into adult fun time, make sure your fluids are topped up. Make sure you stay hydrated. And we can help with that. Hey folks, I've been working hard on my health, and so far I've lost over 140 pounds. A huge part of good health is hydration. That's why I'm thrilled to partner with Epic Water Filters. Check this out. Not only can you say goodbye to expensive bottled water, but these filters are made in the US, so no tariffs, and they're made to fit your life. From these lovely pitchers I can fill from, to sink units, to portable filters that fit in your reusable bottle. With Epic, I can refill from nature's water sources and not have to worry about bacteria and whatnot. But also, send back a used filter to be responsibly recycled, and they'll send you a free replacement, saving you and the earth even more. Want to save a ton of money, be healthier, and build a better world? Head to epicwaterfilters.com and enter code EMBER15 at checkout for 15% off. Don't settle for random water. Upgrade to Epic. So Lil says her audio is being weird. Perhaps I should give a technical note. Do not hydrate your electronics. Electronics do not need to be hydrated. They don't enjoy that. Oh goodness. All right. Well, I mean, maybe she'll make it back. Maybe who knows? There's a very high attrition rate this morning. We lost Kelly on the previous show, and now we've lost Lil. My goodness. Guard yourself, Bree. The tech deacons might be coming for you.
I'm rarely here, so they weren't expecting me, right?
That's fair. Yeah.
I'm the odd man out. Odd woman out, as the case may be.
Indeed.
And I've always been a little odd, so it fits. It's very fitting.
It kind of goes with the nerd thing, you know? Like, I wonder what the causal nexus is. Does a person become a nerd because they don't fit in, or does a person not fit in because they're a nerd?
These are the questions.
It's a eutha-frozen nerd dilemma. Youth and nerd? No, don't youth and nerd. No, that sounds like euthanasia. I don't like that.
Yeah,
no.
Don't euthanize the nerds. They're the people who invent stuff.
It's true.
And they get exploited by Henry Fords and the Elon Musks of the world, but still.
Yeah. We need our gizmos to make the world go. Like, you know, electric lights and internets and things. My goodness.
I also need weed. Just so we're all on the same page. I also need weed to grow.
The farmers and the pharmacologists they're very important.
The people innovating new strains of marijuana to help better regulate my anxiety are nerds, and they're amazing nerds. They're my favorite nerds.
Support your local apothecary.
I'm saying.
Oh, goodness. But another kind of nerdery, which brings us into the topic of today's show, is art nerdery. And I want to tell you the story of an interesting art exhibit from Australia a couple of years ago. And it's they have a museum, I believe it's in Victoria Province, called the Mona. And they had an art museum that was sued over women's only access. And it's a trip. But first, Lil of all trades sends us a super chat for $5. Thank you, Lil. And Lil says, loving the profile pic, Bree. And Empress, of course, looks awesome. Love my J&J ladies. I mean, honestly, it's just lip gloss. I threw lip gloss on for last night's show. I did a bonus transfactual, and I really liked it. I'm like, you know, it's literally, it was like in the clearance bin for like $1.98. I can't really afford makeup, but I'm like, and I really like it. So yeah. So that's all I have today. That's literally it. And frankly, I do enjoy the fact that while I fucking love makeup, I cannot express how much I love the mixture of artistry and self-expression and creativity and all the different, and also looking pretty. They all are right up my alley. But I'm also very, very poor. The fact I can get away without makeup makes my life a lot easier. And also overall confidence level is higher. Like it's just neat that I can. So hooray. Deviant says, you English speakers always trying to be fancy with your PHs. Yes. Bree, I have been informed. And I forget which show it was. It was a show last week. We no longer have PhDs. It's just PHs because there's no D.
Oh, ooh.
Oh my. Whoops. All right, so this exhibit, it's fascinating. This is a story from 2024, BBC News Sydney, which you'd think would be Australian broadcasting, but never mind. It's BBC. So Tasmania's famous Museum of Old and New Art, Mona, Old and New Art. It's a special place. So there's a large emerald draped cube in the museum, and this is what they mean. They have like the sheets and things, and it's like very emerald themed, but you can't see what it is. It's just a sheeted off cube. The walls are thick silk curtains. Within them, a cascading chandelier hangs over a phallus-shaped velvet couch and a checkered marble floor, which is like checkered but spelled fancy because English speakers. Opulent gold accents everything. Opulent gold, not gaudy gold like we've been seeing in the White House lately. And from framed art on the walls to the furniture, women are ushered in and offered champagne by male butlers who live to serve them. But men are otherwise noticeably absent, turned away at the entrance. This ladies' lounge takes the concept of an old Australian pub and turns it on its head. It was only in 1965 that women won the right to drink in the nation's bars. Previously, they were relegated to dingy side rooms, if admitted at all, and often charged exorbitant prices for their tipple. And so, the exhibit, which contains some of the museum's most acclaimed works, from Picasso to Sidney Nolan, was designed as a piece of interactive art intended to provide a safe place for women to enjoy each other's company while also highlighting the exclusion that they faced for decades. And this is what I love about it so much. It's not just an exhibit. The way it's set up is itself art because it's making a point about society. It tickles me so much. It's so cool. So artist Kersha, I'm going to mispronounce this. I will say Cashel, but it's probably wrong, calls it an essential space for perspective and reset from the strange and disjointed world of male domination. And it's one which could now be taken away by a man. It's not even irony. It's just, of course. New South Wales resident Jason Lau has complained that the museum, known as the Mona, is engaging in illegal discrimination. This week, the accusation culminated in a high-stakes court hearing rife with drama and theatrics. And even the court hearing is art. It's amazing. So Tuesday back when they wrote this, back in March of 2024, started with a large group of women dressed in navy power suits, clad in pearls and wearing red lipstick, marched into the hearing in support of Ms. Cashel. Mr. Lau, by contrast, dialed in without a fuss via video link. He had visited Mona, long known for its provocative art, while on a trip to Tasmania in April last year. He said he bought the $35 or 18-pound ticket, $23 US, expecting access to the whole museum. Quote, I was quite surprised when I was told that I would not be able to see one exhibition, the Ladies' Lounge, he said. Well, you know, there is a way you could, well, there's two ways you could get in, but never mind. Representing himself, Mr. Lau argued that it breached the state's Anti-Discrimination Act. And, you know, here's our group of lady lawyers, and it's delightful. Quote, anyone who buys a ticket would expect a fair provision of goods and services in line with the law. Love the lawyer speak. Amazing. The museum agrees the exhibit does indeed discriminate. Yeah, they just say it up front. But it argued that Mr. Lau hadn't missed out on anything. He experienced the artwork exactly as intended. That is the point. So men can experience the same exclusion as women had until very recently. If you feel left out, it's working. That is the goal of the thing. Quote, part of the experience is being denied something that is desired, said Moana's counsel, Catherine Scott, according to local paper The Mercury. Women have often been sidelined from places of power or prestige, and the exhibit was inspired to correct an imbalance which existed at Mona, says Ms. Cashel, whose husband owns the museum. Quote, it excludes men, and I would be lying if I were to say I didn't find it titillating, she told the hearing, according to the Mercury. I'm not sure where the fuck Heritage came from. As the party sparred, the museum's supporters were somewhat stealing the spotlight. They had periods of complete stillness and silence before moving in some kind of subtle but synchronized dance, crossing their legs and resting their heads on their fists, clutching at their hearts, or peering down their spectacles. One even sat there pointedly flipping through feminist texts and making notes. And that just, it speaks to me to be holding a court hearing absolutely straight face saying, yes, it's discriminating. That's the point. While your team of supporters are doing a choreographed dance behind you of like just subtly crossing and uncrossing their legs in synchrony, or all switching to an expression of face on, you know, like it would be eerie, but it's also kind of the point, which makes it artistic in and of itself. It's almost like being sued over this is designed to be part of the exhibit in a more public kind of way. It's very Night Circus. It's so cool. Apparently unperturbed, the parties continued arguing. Ultimately, Ms. Scott said Mona has a legal defense. The law as written allows for discrimination if, quote, designed to promote equal opportunity for a group of people who are disadvantaged or have a special need because of a prescribed attribute. According to Nine, which I believe is another news outlet, these English speakers, they name things weird. When asked by Tribunal Deputy President Richard Gruber to explain how the artwork does that, Ms. Cashel said, quote, I've taken something that was used to keep women down and I've repurposed it into a triumphant space for them. But Mr. Lau, Mr. Lau, he was not happy. He argued that section of the law was designed to permit positive discrimination and not negative discrimination. It should be worth noting, the law does not say. He's throwing his own interpretation and hoping it sticks. He wants the lounge to either be closed or for it to admit men, which of course is the point. It doesn't do that because that is the point. Alternatively, he says, that's like saying a Picasso shouldn't be displayed because you don't understand Cubism. It should either be repainted in Rembrandt style or put in the vault. You know, like because you don't get the art doesn't mean the art should be destroyed. Holy shit. But he wants it to either be closed or for it to admit men. Alternatively, he says men should have to pay less for a ticket than women, something the museum says it will not consider. Like, For real, dude? My goodness. He's totally aggressively missing the point. After Mr. Gruber reserved his decision for a later date, the magistrate, which is yet to be determined, the museum's posse left as conspicuously as it came in, dancing out of the building in a conga line as one woman played Simply Irresistible by Robert Palmer off her phone. Like they planned the whole thing out. And I am fucking delighted. But of course,
I appreciate the courtroom sketch having lipstick, though. I love that.
Yeah, it's amazing. And Robert Lau, of course, because he phoned it in by video conference, he's just up there on the screen. And I'm so tickled. It's almost like they knew it was inevitable by what they were doing that a man was going to sue about it. And that was built into the plan. It was part of the point, and I fucking love it. It's so cool. Oh, speaking to the BBC the day after the hearing, Ms. Cashel says the case felt like art coming to life. The exhibit was supposed to spark debate, yes, but has the spirit of a harmless practical joke, she argues. Quote, it brings up very serious and interesting conversations, but there's also something lighthearted about it. Women delight in it, and most men, I think, enjoy it. They find it funny. Ms. Cashel says she's amused, but not surprised by the men who are genuinely upset, though she hastens to add that Mr. Lau has been pleasant and even impressive. Quote, I think people might want to villainize him, but he's actually really lovely. What does his case say about the themes the Ladies' Lounge invokes, like male entitlement and the patriarchy, though? Quote, well, I think it speaks for itself, she says. Ms. Cashel has indicated she'll fight the case all the way to the Supreme Court if needed, but she says, ironically, that perhaps nothing could drive the point of the artwork home more than having to shut it down. Quote, if you were just looking at it from an aesthetic standpoint, being forced to close would be pretty powerful. We cannot allow the women to have their own space because the men feel left out. Amazing. I don't know. I'm completely tickled.
The best way to go about this is they just bring up trans women just tangentially. That'll surely get the courts to side against them. Say, hey, you know what? Trans women. That's all you got to say. Supreme Court's like, nope.
Yeah, I mean,
No
men
trans
could
women
go
allowed
see the
here.
exhibit. They could volunteer as butlers, or they could be trans. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Ay.
I transitioned just to be part of this group. That people are so silly to say that. Oh, you went through all this medical transition just so you can peek in a women's bathroom and shit, or to participate in something like this. It's like, come on now, come on.
Mm-hmm. It's funny you mentioned bathrooms, though, because that leads to the second half of the story.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh goodness. All right, but I'm gonna take a quick break in between, partly to like build the suspense and partly so I don't completely wear out my voice. So let's see, what do we got? Do we want to do one of the new thing? Because Chris from the Daily Atheist Morning Show has branded some of his ads and made them available to other channels. So since we're talking about the conspiratorial nature of the women trying to take things away from the poor men who are so disadvantaged, let's do the conspiracy theory commercial.
Are you feeling the world is leaving you behind? Do you look at all the pseudoscience, rumors, and wild speculation on the internet and wonder, why can't I do that? Well, friend, you can. We can help you. We are Conspirowin. Conspirowin has a long history of helping anyone with a hidden truth. We will get your message out. The conspiracy theories you see today all started out with one person's vision. The moon landing hoax was launched by a NASA engineer whose manager didn't okay his vacation request. Conspirowin was there to help out. Christianity started out because one little girl named Mary got pregnant out of wedlock, and Conspirowin saved the day. Now, the virgin birth is accepted Catholic doctrine. You may be thinking, but my idea of the center of the earth being made of ice is far-fetched. No one's going to believe that. In a world where people believe windmills cause cancer, we say no dream is too big. Conspirowin will take your fledgling idea and feed it to our YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok operatives. And these savvy social media professionals will raise doubts with the prevailing scientific consensus. They will say no one has ever seen the planet's core except Jesus. And science is wrong all the time. That's why science has theories and not Jesus. Within 30 days, we guarantee you CNN will run a story on how your conspiracy theory isn't true. We will also give you 100% assurance Fox News will say your crazy idea about the Earth's core being an icy ball is true. Follow your heart. Listen to the voices no one else can hear. Team up with Conspirowin.
The classics. We fucking love them. You know, the first time I saw this, the first thing that stood out to me was that the windmills cause cancer thing. That person is the fucking president of the United States. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
But the second was, I was trying to figure out how could the center of the earth be a ball of ice? Because there is such a thing as hot ice, right? Like if you keep water under enough pressure, it will stay solid regardless of how hot it gets.
Now, the center of the earth, there is solid water there, but it's not ice. It's ringwood ice, but it's water, like and it's solid. So maybe that's what they mean.
Maybe. So yeah, it's not super likely, but it's possible. Asterisk plausible. Somewhat plausible. We need a proper volcanologist to discuss it, though. So, you know.
Where's Tim Davis? He's an expert on volcanoes. The mountains with the fire.
So the legends say. Oh, goodness. Aunt Jur says, there's Bree's sinful shoulders. Lock up your wives.
Yeah, I'm doing my makeup, so y'all get to watch. I decided you all can watch me do my makeup. You little voyeurs.
That's right. We're doing a bonus makeup stream. Oh my goodness, I haven't done a makeup stream since an unfortunate person was still active in the community.
Yeah, I remember.
Why does that keep happening? Why do we keep having people like just like a light switch turn into ghouls and things? I don't understand.
I wish I knew. I would do everything I could to make it stop because I'm so sick of losing everybody and anybody over nonsense. Because
for real, it worries me sometimes because I look back on so many of our friends' old streams and they're all full of strangers. Like all those people aren't around anymore, you know?
Right. Yeah, I like the people that are coming to my audience. Even I only have a couple people that have been there since the beginning. A lot of them are new.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with adding new people. Like that's what we're trying to do is grow our communities. And incidentally, if you're new here, hello, welcome. Remember to hit the subscribe button. We're here every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern talking about different things, learning new things. Today we're talking about art and misogyny, but there's other things on different days. For example, the rest of this week, in no particular order, we're talking about how time shapes history, about the nature of curiosity. Why do we ask why about things? Because I'm a weirdo who thinks like that. Alien equations. What is the likelihood we're alone in the universe? And good chemistry.
Like the Drake equation?
Exactly. Yes.
Hey.
It should be pretty neat. But also, like a lot of these things, chemistry, for example, it's not just like a Professor Dave chemistry lesson. We're going into the history of chemistry. How did we get to where we are kind of stuff. So I hope you join us because we try to learn things. We try to get smarter every day, but we do it live because what could possibly go wrong? My goodness. What could go right, though, is a super chat from Jester, who sends us $2 and says, put clean coal at every golf course. Ah,
yes. Clean burning coal.
Show the billionaires just how clean it actually is. It's fine, probably. or
I
something.
don't know why Mar-a-Lago has gas heaters when they could have clean coal heating in Mar-a-Lago. Why is Mar-a-Lago not heated by coal stoves? I don't see any reason for that. That seems to be the clean option for clean coal.
Mm-hmm.
So let's
It's
do
what
that.
they keep saying. It's cleaner, it's better, American jobs, yada yada. Why aren't they using it?
Yeah, how many Trump hotels out there are run on coal with coal power? That's what I want to know.
I think probably not all that many, but
Probably
what do
none.
I know?
I would say none. That'd be my guess. But what do I know? What do I know? Just like you, what do I know?
Yeah, we're just silly girls.
Two ladies.
Oh goodness. All right. I suppose I will bring our news back up. It's not news now, it's olds. Don't mind the random ads. This is from CNN, a follow-up report from July, so a couple of months after the previous news report. These Picasso pieces are on display in a ladies' restroom inside a museum. Let's find out why. It's like the intro for a Y-Files episode. Ladies' room, right? So this is so fun. This is so fun.
Because it's cleaner than the men's room. That's my guess.
Well, I mean, yes, that too, but c'est la vie. So CNN reports a museum in Australia has moved Picasso artworks to a women's restroom, skirting a discrimination complaint by a male visitor who couldn't enter an exhibit where the works were previously hung. 2 paintings and a drawing by Pablo Picasso were originally featured in American artist and museum curator Kirsha Cashell's Ladies' Lounge installation at Tasmania's Museum of Old and New Art, the Mona, which opened in December 2020 to any and all ladies. Don't mind the ads. Google knows I'm a sucker for shiny outfits. Not that I can afford, but whatever. The experiential artwork was billed by the museum as a tremendously lavish space. And now I do want to call attention to that. It was laden with gold. It was laden with penises. Well, phallic symbols. And the key to it is in the word choice. Remember, this is an artwork, so everything is metaphor, right? The use of tremendously is a deliberate jab at the US president, who thinks everything should be penises and gold. He still thinks that. Like, he's the only one who uses words like tremendously, but that's the only hint you get. If you don't catch it, it goes right past you. And a lot of modern art is like that. It'll have like just one hint of the real point, and if you don't catch that little hint, there it goes. So I felt like I should point it out. So it's supposed to be a space where women can indulge in decadent nibbles, fancy tipples, and other ladylike pleasures, served by a male butler while they peruse art in a green velvet draped room. But Mona was ordered to stop refusing entry to persons who do not identify as ladies after the Tasmanian Civil and Administrative Tribunal ruled in April that the show violated Australia's 1998 Anti-Discrimination Act. That's right, the Anti-Discrimination Act was only enacted in 1998. Holy shit. But yeah. Lost the case.
And that was can I say something about that act too? I believe that's the one that gave that Australian Aboriginal people certain rights that they hadn't had. It was like they're repealing Jim Crow style stuff, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Or was that an earlier one? I want to think that was in the 80s sometime, but yeah.
Anti-discrimination. They did pass another one in 1991.
That might be the one.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to, increase your discrimination protections. Unfortunately, our friendly neighborhood Australians seem to have gone to bed, which is fair because it's very, very late over there. So we'll just have to look it up ourselves. So According to the Googles, the just the overview for quickness. The 1998 Act specifically refers to key anti-discrimination legislation in Tasmania, making unlawful direct or indirect discrimination and harassment based on attributes like race, sex, disability, age, gender identity, sexual orientation, and more, while also establishing procedures for handling complaints and imposing duties on organizations to prevent discrimination. So it isn't just saying the discrimination and harassment are banned, it's imposing specific duties on organizations to prevent discrimination from happening, which is a little bit more advanced than the United States, where we just say, yeah, you can't do that. But if you do that, well, I mean, we already told you can't. So how are we supposed to stop you? You do have a duty to prevent it. So yeah.
I did find the one I was thinking about. It's 1975, but still like incredibly late in the game for them to have their Anti-Discrimination Act passed, which is like the Australian version of the Civil Rights Act. And it was in 1975. But before that, Aborigines were just were treated generally as like second-class citizens, or in worst case scenarios, like part of the local wildlife. They were actually listed as part of the local wildlife up in certain what do they call it? They're not states, they're provinces. But they were actually considered part of the local fauna. The Aborigines were, up until this act was passed in 1975. Isn't that messed up? I know it's off topic, sorry.
Oh, it's all good. I mean, it relates, and we learn one of the things about doing this, the way we do it, is we tend to learn completely unrelated things or somewhat related things that we did not even expect to. And that's a thing that doesn't happen in fully produced videos, right? Because you like plan out your thing, you execute your thing, you edit your thing, you upload your thing. But with a live, anything could pop up. You'd never know. And that's one of the brilliant things about it. That's one of the reasons I enjoy doing it. But also, there's no fucking way we could produce this many videos in a traditional fashion. Like, the filming would take at least the same amount of time, plus the scripting, plus the editing. It just, no. Do you folks have any idea how long it takes me to get the background research for these episodes ready, to do the thumbnails, to get everything ready to go? Holy crap. Just doing it live, to have it ready every weekday, is a huge undertaking. So, you know, once again, this is my job now. So, as Maya would say, throw me money. Now, I appreciate any support we could get. This is actually my only real source of income right now, and I very much appreciate support. But of course, it's what you can do and what you want to do. Don't put yourself in any difficult situation trying to help me out. But also, if you do want to help me out, there are a bunch of ways to do that that are better than YouTube. While it's cool seeing super chats live and whatnot, Google doesn't send me that for at least a month, right? Like, Google's payday tends to be somewhere around the 21st, and it's for the previous month. So anything you send me today, I'm not going to see until a month plus another 10 days, you know? So plus they take 35, 40% out of it. So if you want to help faster and have more of it get to me, then there's a bunch of ways linked in the description, like Cash App, Venmo, Ko-Fi, or join the Patreon and get benefits similar to membership, like early access when I do produce a fully produced video.
And if you want something back for it, Ember makes art too. There's a calendar. What else is there? There's calendar. Do you have mugs? I thought you had mugs.
I do have a couple of mugs. In fact, I have another ad specifically. This mug I don't make any money off of, but I do have an ad for it. So I will play that. Actually, I'll play that in a second. First, I will talk about the things that are for sale. We have, actually, I don't think I make anything off any of the mugs, because we have the Java and Jugs mug, but the proceeds from that go to Jess because she designed it. The only reason it's in my store is because I had a store we could put the mug in when we started the show. But there's the Yahweh Away Nil-scented soy candle, guaranteed to drive away those bloodthirsty sin gods. The calendar, better than 2025 calendar with my award-winning photography in it. The I Just Come Here for the Tangents t-shirt. The If You Want a Good Time garlic bread shirt. There's a few other things all in the Ember store. Some are linked here on YouTube, some on the website betterthanember.com. But not everything does help support me. There's a few specific things like the Protect Joy shirt. Proceeds from that go directly to the Trevor Project. And then there's the other mug. There it is. Okay. One moment. Hey, want to do something good? Recently, a person who had sent me this version of my logo, unsolicited, made public statements promoting violence against minority women and survivors of abuse. Now that person's gift will do some good instead. 100% of the proceeds from sales of this survivor's mug will go to fund the nonprofit organization RAIN in their efforts to provide vital resources to survivors and to build a future where fewer of us need this kind of help. Find this item at my store at betterthanember.com. And if you want to learn more about how you can be better at supporting survivors, check out this video, where I've distilled the best practices for helping survivors that I collected from speaking with actual crisis professionals at RAIN, Willow Grove, Vera House, and independent counselors. Whenever you can turn the harmful acts of others into something good, that is an epic win. Jester says, you're doing all the ads at once again. I know, I'm awful at this. I'm terrible at capitalism.
That's my fault, because I was like, hey, Ember sells stuff too if you want something back. That was my fault. I'm the one that said, hey, go to the store. But you can run ads more than once too during the show. It's okay. No one's going to judge you. Your ads are super short though. If you all can't sit through 30 seconds to a minute long ad, then take your meds. Take your meds, because you're obviously not. I don't know.
Yeah, take your meds and hydrate. I mean, we all need to. I almost forgot this morning because I was rushing to get ready for the first show. And I was like, oh, shit, I could take it after, but then I'd have to eat again because it's a take with food kind of thing. And then I feel off the whole day. It's just, take your meds on time if you can. It's kind of important. A note about that video, though, that came out on Saturday. It's currently the most recent regular produced video, and it's linked in the description as well. That video is not monetized, partly because YouTube says it's talking about things that the advertisers don't like. Because of that, it has extremely limited reach. The message is super important, and it is not monetized. So please share the fuck out of it. It's really important. And it needs help because YouTube does not like it, you know? So yeah, I appreciate that. Whatever you can do. And that's another thing, is you don't have to send me money to support what we're doing here. I appreciate it because that's how I afford food and whatnot, but there's free ways to do it. For one thing, subscribe. We're trying to get to 10K subscribers this year. I know it's a big goal, but we can do it. And the reason I want to is so I can have fundraisers directly instead of having to sell items in the merch store and sending the proceeds to organizations. I want to be able to raise money directly. And YouTube hides that capability behind a 10K barrier. I know it's a big goal, but there's so many channels that within a month of starting out are over 100,000 subscribers. It's very doable if you help and share. Use that share button excessively. I appreciate it very much. So yeah. All the capitalism done for the moment. Let's get back to this story. Goodness. This intermission brought to you by capitalism, apparently. All right, so Anti-Discrimination Act of 1998, they were ordered to stop discriminating, alas. So Cashel told the tribunal that denying men entry to the mysterious room was indeed part of the art. In fact, kind of all of the art, giving them a taste of the discrimination and exclusion many women had experienced throughout history. The Picasso pieces are now displayed in an upgraded restroom with a fully functional toilet dubbed Ladies' Room, located within the art venue, Cashel said in an email. Now, this is kind of brilliant. While the Ladies' Lounge undergoes a series of reforms to meet the exemptions required for reopening, I've been doing a little redecorating. I thought a few of the bathrooms in the museum could do with an update, she added. Some cubism in the cubicles. So it's a ladies' room, but it's an exhibit. It has one working toilet, so it is a ladies' room, but it's also an exhibit. But since it's a ladies' room, only ladies can come in. It's kind of fucking brilliant, and I love it. Oh, so yeah, it's a fully functioning restroom. It has one working toilet. So there's that. There's another scene of them going into the court for the hearing that we saw before. On Monday, Cashel posted on Instagram a video and images of the relocated works in situ and pointed out that the gendered restroom was also a first for the museum. And this has to be mentioned. Prior to this, the museum had entirely gender-neutral restrooms. They had to make a room deneutralized to make it a ladies' room for the point. So she encouraged all ladies to enjoy the new exhibit. The ladies' lounge did have to be closed. Quote, "We never had female toilets at Mona before. They were all unisex. But then the ladies' lounge had to close thanks to a lawsuit brought on by a man. And I just didn't know what to do with all those Picassos," wrote Cashel, who is also the wife of Mona's owner, David Walsh. Jason Lau, a visitor from New South Wales, was barred from entering the ladies' lounge exhibit on April 1st, 2023, who had paid the $35 Australian, $23 US entry fee and believed he experienced direct gender discrimination. He felt strongly enough about this to file a complaint with Equal Opportunities Tasmania. Read the tribunal's notes. Now, minor point for our American viewers, who are most of us like me, in Australia and other sane countries, you don't have to file a lawsuit when you've been discriminated against. You file a complaint and the government acts on your behalf if there's a finding in your favor, if the investigation turns out that you probably were discriminated against, right? This is a big procedural difference. Here in the US...
So you don't have to get a lawyer?
Right. Here in the US, if you're wronged, it's your problem. The government will not support you. You have to hire a lawyer. You have to pay all the way through the process. And that's intentional, because if you can't afford a lawyer, you effectively do not have the rights that are guaranteed to you by law. That's on purpose. Other countries don't operate that way.
That's because we live in an oligarchy where they want rich people to be able to exploit poor people who can't afford lawyers to fight back if they've been discriminated or if they've had their rights violated. If they, are say they're coming home from dropping their kids off at school and some like law enforcement cosplayer comes up to your window. They want that person, that agent, to be able to just open fire on you, right? Sorry, I'm still hung up on the last shell.
No, that's fair, but it's not just the cosplay law people. It's the rich people, it's the factory owners, it's the middle managers, it's the overseers, it's the other poor people. Like anyone, if you can't afford to defend your rights in the US, you effectively do not have those rights. That's why we have organizations like the ACLU, like GLAAD, and so forth. There's so many organizations because we need mutual aid organizations to defend our rights for those of us who can't afford to do it on our own. But there's a big drawback to relying on those organizations because they're nonprofits. They rely on donations, which means they will only take cases that they believe will generate the headlines that will drive donations. So if, for example, you're driven out of your job by a year of abuse and harassment to the point that it becomes a medical issue that puts you in the hospital, tough shit. If your story won't generate the headlines, the organizations are not interested. So yeah, there's some major flaws to running your system that way.
Here's a good rule of thumb. If somebody that's above you is telling you not to talk to your coworkers about your paycheck, about how much you make, they're not your friend.
It's true. It's true. Oh, hey, there's our volcanologist.
Good morning.
Dr.
He had to
Kip
wait till I
is
got my
around.
makeup on. He didn't want to see me without my makeup. It'd break the illusion. It's like seeing Mickey Mouse without the head.
I mean, people see me without my makeup up. Although, in fairness, I'm not nearly as good as makeup, so it's not like when I have makeup on, I have a slightly different complexion, color, maybe a little bit more depth to my cheekbones or something. But it's still basically just me. Like,
I'm an artist first, so this is a work of art. This is my canvas, and I've painted it several hundred times over by now. So I'm really good at painting this canvas at this point.
Van Gogh did something similar. He would paint a painting, hate it, just white over it and paint it again, and then white over it and paint it again.
So I have a confession. I am actually Dr. Kip without my makeup, and I wear a fake goatee. We're the same person.
That explains your Canadian accent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't even know how to be Canadian except for say a boot or something. Can I say a boot? What are you talking about?
I mean,
I've never heard Kip say a
to
boot,
apologize. In fact, I have to constantly apologize for the fact that I don't know how to be Canadian. I have to just say to all my Canadian friends, I'm so sorry.
Sorry, there's another one. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Sorry. Story is important.
It's true. It's true. No, we make fun because we're jealous, because someone was talking about, like, I think it was John Hudson talking about a rare Canadian whiskey or maple-based whiskey. And I'm like, a maple-based whiskey?
Maple-based
So yeah, I
whiskey.
get envious. All the angry geese and the bacon and all. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna get hungry again. All right,
And the mooses.
The gooses.
The moosin. You gotta watch out for the moosin.
It's true. They will ruin your day if they feel so inclined.
I don't even know how Kip goes to get his mail out of the mailbox without running into a violent moosin that wants to gore him. Be safe out there.
Yeah, put on your snowshoes. Hitch up the sled dogs. I think that's the thing, is you've got to train the sled dogs to defend you from the mooses. Yeah.
Mooses.
The wilds of Canada. Oh goodness.
It's just a big tundra with moose and bear everywhere.
Did you see that video? Oh shit. I can't remember who sent it to me, but I put it in one of our groups where L is, so that he could enjoy and evaluate L, trucker L, heavy hauler L, who I guess we're too early for him these days, but we don't see him as often as we used to. One moment, I'm trying to find the damn thing. It's not that far back, I don't think. There it is. Okay, Bigify and open and share this tab. Okay, Canadian man finishes his maple whiskey while riding a bear.
Yes.
Like, could it be more Canadian?
It could if he was being pursued by Mounties. Instead of
that's a good point.
This guy and this police officer, I don't even believe this is a real Canadian cop because it's not a Mountie. All Canadian cops have to wear the hat and the red and ride a horse. I will accept it if they ride a moose, but they cannot drive a car. That's not Canadian enough at all.
That's valid. Yeah, riding a moose. In fact, that was one of L's criticisms. He sees no snow, no beaver, no moose. So is it even really Canadian?
At least it's maple whiskey, though. I mean,
it's true. It's true. Oh goodness. Tangents. People come here for the tangents. That's why our very first piece of merch was about the tangents. It's what we do. Oh yeah. Deviant says the plural of moose is angry horsies, and that checks out. I mean, Deviant is also a linguist, among other things. I'm sure everyone knows. Yes.
But what's the plural of goose? Geese are basically just like flying snakes. I mean,
kinda.
angry flying snakes. Geese.
Are they the serpents from the Garden of Eden, do you think? Because they can
I would
talk,
think so.
they have legs, they eat dust. They literally do. As many of you know, I grew up on a farm. We had geese. The geese do the same thing the chickens do. They'll like scritch at the dirt and then they'll like peck around, but they aren't evolutionarily outfitted for it. So it looks like they're just sucking up dust and then spitting
They're
out
filter feeders.
stones and shit. Yeah.
If you look inside a goose's mouth, it's got all these little barbel things sticking down and sticking up all over the place. That's the filter. It's basically doing the same thing like baleen does for a whale. But a goose does it usually in the water, but they can do it on land too. You'll see them grazing in grass and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
Angry
angry ducks. Swans are even more snaky. They got them long freaking necks. I'll tell you, one time when I was we were frogging, right? And I'm walking down the muddy bank of the river, and there's forest like right on my side and the river, so I'm just on this narrow strip. And all of a sudden this head pops up out of the brush, starts hissing and snapping at me. I'm like thinking it's the biggest goddamn snake I've ever seen, stumble backwards and fall in the water, and a goose comes fluttering out of the bushes and flies right over top of me and lands in the water behind me. I about had a heart attack and I was dripping wet. So think about that. I thought it was a giant freaking snake. I swear to God, they hissed just like, yeah. It was a goose, a Canadian goose too. Because we get them around here. Well, not here. I'm in New Mexico now, but when I lived in Illinois, we had Canadian geese, like regular resident Canadian geese.
Yeah,
and the
it's
bald
a
eagles
little known
love them.
fact that geese and snakes are the same creature. What happens is the snake, like, it has a docking port with the rest of the body, so like it slithers backwards and kind of gets its tail wedged in there and then locks in place and then wiggles to pull the feathers up over its long serpentine body, and that's how they get dressed.
Right, yeah, this recharging port and everything, the battery starts to get low. They actually send the snake out to soak up sunlight. Like, oh, I got to take my suit off and go charge up because they're solar powered. Snakes are.
That's why they're always laying on rocks. Yeah,
that's a fact. Snakes are solar powered, so they have to send the snake out to recharge. That's why they don't stay in goose form all the time. We're making up our own freaking lore here, Ember. What's wrong with us?
I know. I know. We're gonna end up with comments. You're undermining the credibility of what you're trying to teach, folks. It's a morning show. It's not.
If you can't pick up on the sarcasm, this show might be a little bit above your head. So
it's a possibility. Oh goodness!
Look at my Crocs. I'm wearing Crocs.
You have Crocs, you say? Let me bigify here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my Croc. There's my messy bed behind me too. I haven't made it yet this morning because I got up, I climbed out of bed, and I immediately came in here to help you. I was like, Ember needs me. I could sense it when I was sleeping. I woke up. I'm like, Ember needs me, and here I was. So, and I was right too because nobody else can seem to get their internet to work good enough to come on the show this morning with you besides me.
I know it's weird, the tech gremlins today. I don't know. I blame the IRS or something like that. But I appreciate you coming. I always need you, but I appreciate you coming today. Because I've done the show by myself. I can do the show by myself, but it's always a lot more fun when you share it with someone. Most experiences are like that. They're more fun when you share.
I agree. I enjoy sharing experiences with you, Ember.
Mm-hmm. Maybe one day. So a while back, Vandy came and visited you in the old hive, and I was jealous of both of you for getting to hang out with the other.
Yeah, I made him sleep on my floor in my bedroom too. Such a bitch. We got slow roasted though. Me and Vandy got slow roasted that night. We did. He brought weed. I had weed. We had all kinds of pipes and bowls, and we had a Ouija board. We had a good time.
For science.
But yeah, I had a weasel in my apartment, and it went well. Actually, he's lucky I didn't pounce on him because if y'all haven't seen Bandy, he's pretty hot. He's got this like mountain man kind of thing going on. So I had to practice some self-control. He's like he's a physicist. So yeah, and I said, nope, I'm a lady. You can't. No, I must resist. But no, we had a good time. It was so much fun. We streamed about it too. And we talked about a few different things, but mostly we played on the Ouija board. But I would be happy to host you as well, Miss Ember, if you ever decided to come out west.
It's traveling is really, really hard for various reasons, but I do love to travel. And if I ever have occasion to, flee the country, I may take a scenic route to do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like if you come out west, we could go to Roswell, New Mexico, and see the Alien Museum, or we could go to Carlsbad Cavern, or we could even, it'd be a bit of a trip for me too. We could go to Grand Canyon or Las Vegas or something. Just have a fun time if you decided to come out here. Going east is an option too. I would love to go go up there and say, can you take me to Niagara Falls or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty close by, right? You're pretty close to Buffalo.
It's a few hours, but it's within range for a day trip. Like I could get there and back in a single day and still have enough time to do some stuff. For most of the good shit is on the Canadian side though. So it's only recently I've been able to even go there because I have a passport now. It's such a weird thing living close to the border. When I was young, you could just cross the border. It was just a thing, like no big deal. Then a little later on after 9/11, you had to have your birth certificate with you, but it was just whatever. You just show the birth certificate and on you go, and it's fine. It's only recently that you have to have a passport both ways and expect the U.S. customs people to harass you a lot more than the Canadians do.
I'm a few hours from Albuquerque, Miranda, but I know you're, we've talked about coming to pay you a visit before, because you're in that area. The winged cobras are relentless poopers. I don't doubt
it. Yeah, my goodness. I haven't been past Albuquerque in a while.
I've never been to Albuquerque. I almost moved to Albuquerque though.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, when I was working in the insurance industry, one of the major offices was in Albuquerque, and I applied for a position there that would have had me move there, but I didn't end up getting it. But it was pretty close. Now I'm in New Mexico anyway, so.
Yeah, I've only been past a couple of times. It's fascinating how it's like this large, I don't know, seeing it from a distance, it looks like a village, but it just keeps getting bigger and bigger as you get closer because it is a pretty decent sized city. And it's under this mesa, but otherwise the land is flat. And I don't know, it's a very unique site, but weirdly, as much as I've traveled the main highways, I've only gone past it a couple of times.
It's supposed to be one of the most delightful cities in the country. Despite what Breaking Bad would have you think, it's not really in the desert either. It's in the mountains. It's closer to Colorado than here, right? Here I'm in the desert right now. I'm in the midst of the Chihuahua Desert. I'm surrounded by sand and cacti. But if you go. Yeah, but if you go up north, up towards Albuquerque and Santa Fe, it starts to get more montane. There's little forest, what they call Sky Islands. And the cool thing about the Sky Islands in New Mexico and Arizona is that they have fucking jaguars in them, like big spotted jaguar cats that live in North America on those Sky Islands. Not very many. There's only half a dozen of them, but they're here in the U.S. and it's amazing. And I'm close by to them. And I want to go out in the woods and get mauled by one, and hopefully it'll break into my skull, eat my brain, and I'll go down in history probably as the first person to ever be killed by a wild jaguar in North America. I'll be in the history books forever if that
Life
happens.
goals,
right?
Future Breeze will be reporting on the demise of Bree.
Yeah. Now that would be bad for jaguars. That's the whole thing. I would love to go out and be eaten by a great white shark. That's would be one of the best ways to ever go out, right? But it would be bad for great white sharks because they already have a bad reputation.
It's true.
And it'd be like, oh, they're man eaters because they eat humans, and I don't want to contribute to that by being eaten by them. But you can throw my corpse to great white sharks. That's fine, right?
That actually might be an optimal method. So, not to be morbid or maudlin, but I've been thinking a lot about what to do with my body after I'm done with it recently. For a long time, I had just a general plan before I cared about my body, like just, send it off to science, like, the body, what is it? The body lab, the body factory, I forget, body farm, right? To do like forensic science, donate the organs, obviously, save lives where you can, all this sorts of stuff. But yeah, more recently, I'm just like, I don't want to just leave the damn thing lying around. There's
I
a couple
don't want to put it
reasons, but
I don't want to put it in a box that protects it from being reabsorbed into the environment. My body needs to be reabsorbed. I'm made out of elements from this world. I would like to have those elements return to this world because I'm only borrowing them, right? The elements that make up my skin, that make up my hair, that make up my eyes and my organs and make my heart beat, all of that came from this earth, and I prefer for just to go right to return it when I'm done with it, right?
Yeah, that's part of the gift is you have to give it onward when you're done with it.
Right, and I don't want to put it in a freaking steel box or in a steel box inside of a vault buried in the ground. That just doesn't seem like a responsible way to handle this stuff. There's lots of critters, funguses, bacteria, insects that would consume what's here and reabsorb it into the environment. I think that should be a viable option for all of us to be able to have our body disposed of in maybe a closed off section of a forest where people can't just go and collect skulls or anything, but just put out there, let until there's nothing but bleached bones left, and then take those bones and maybe grind them into a calcium powder or something, and use that in fertilizers and stuff to help plants grow. It just seems like there's a lot more viable options than burying yourself sequestered from the environment or burning your remains so that there's nothing left but carbon. That's pretty useless. Carbon's not useless. Carbon's absolutely useful, but there's just so much of it that my carbon's not going to make a difference. There's other things in my body that would be good for the environment that's just getting burned up and turned to smoke. So,
yeah,
we're
don't
the fuck off topic, by the way.
Oh, I've noticed. Yeah, people come here for the tangents. It's all good, but yeah, don't send an aroma pleasing to the fucking blood god. You use your Yahweh away nil scented soy candle to keep away the blood gods. Return it to the damn environment. That's where we got it. That's where it's from. On other planets, if you were on Mars, it would be fucking criminal to take an entire body full of calories and nutrients and bioactive chemicals and shit and stick it in the damn ground. Holy shit.
Right. At least if you're going to stick me in the ground, put me shallow enough where organisms can get to me to feed. Right? And don't put me in a box. Put me in like a biodegradable sack or something. Like what they put root balls in. Put me in one of those. And let the critters and the elements and the water. I think a big part of the problem is human remains will leak into the groundwater and stuff, right? But you don't need to bury people in your backyard. There can be designated wildlife refuge where we can, help animals that will consume the bodies. Like Miranda's mentioning, coyotes will eat a dead body, but it's going to take us someplace, put them someplace where there's coyotes. All right, I'll shut up about disposing of my body. If you want to dispose of my body, go to OnlyFans /Spider Gwen. That's SPYDRGWEN.
I had an Ember fans for a minute. It's yeah. It was weird. I don't know. It was very, very early in you know what? I'm not ruling it out. There's nothing wrong with that. I just had a weird experience personally. That's all. Goodness. Although I do kind of not on air content. Nope. Not on YouTube. Nope.
Amber's more shy than I am, I guess. I'm pretty open
It's not a
about
matter of being shy. It's a matter of this is my only source of income, and if I go too far and the channel goes away, I die. You know.
Oh, okay. I'll shut up about my stuff too then.
It's fine. YouTube's a lot more liberal than it used to be. I worry, you know.
Right.
Jester says, I want my body to become a tree. I've had that one down for a while. There's that thing where you can have your body like turned into mulch kind of shit and then put like a big old seed, like an oak seed or a sequoia seed or something in the baggie, and then you bury the baggie, and then your body turns into a tree. And I was kind of like that idea as well. So yeah. Someone's gonna clip Bree saying, now you don't need to bury bodies in your backyard.
Right?
Oh goodness. All right, let's finish our story here and learn about the reverse misogyny, the terrible crimes of letting women have nice things ever. So he filed the complaint with Equal Opportunities Tasmania. After the judgment, Kishido said she would challenge the court's decision in the state Supreme Court, but offered several possibilities to revive the ladies' lounge concept. Among those ideas include finding loopholes under Section 27 of the Anti-Discrimination Act, which lists exceptions or when discrimination against gender would be permitted, like sex-segregated bathrooms, for instance. In the meantime, the lounge is closed so that it won't have to open to men, which also part of the point of the art. Cashel later discussed potential ways to reopen the ladies' lounge as a church, as a school, as a toilet, and more in a Q&A that was published on the museum's website. And that's the end of the article. So let's see if the Q&A is still there. I don't know if it is, but maybe. Oh, and here we go. Interview with Kersha Cashel about the ladies' lounge. And here we've got the, green velvet drapery, but it's set up outside the Supreme Court. And it just, like, everything is artistic, and I love it. So this is from May in 2024. So this was before this July article, but after the court ruling and whatnot. And it says, in a recent ruling by the Tasmanian Civil and Administrative Tribunal, artist and curator Kira Cashel was ordered to allow men entry to the ladies' lounge, her artwork at Mona. On a recent flight to Milan, Cashel sat down to discuss the court's decision and the future of the artwork. Cameras were not permitted in the courtroom, so court sketch artists captured the proceedings. A stenographer was also present. It's so weird that, tangent, I'm not going to go there. Have you decided what you will do with the ladies' lounge? I think everyone wants to know is, will you be appealing? Am I appealing? That's a great question. I mean, we're all appealing in our own way, aren't we? My husband certainly thinks so, and so do the butlers. I would like to appeal, but first I need to know that it would benefit not only my art, but the law and the world and women in general. What is clear, and the judge has made this very clear, is that to remain open, the ladies' lounge must reform. I was certain it was beyond reform, but thanks to my very painful court-mandated period, which I've now completed, a 28-day cycle of, absorbing everything, and to the suggestion of many creative people, I've realized the artwork is not beyond reform. In fact, the lounge already possesses many of the redeeming qualities listed in the verdict that would make it eligible for an exemption under Section 27 of the Anti-Discrimination Act 1998 in Tasmania. Where it isn't already eligible, a number of minor adjustments should bring it into compliance. The law states that a person may discriminate on the grounds of gender, A, in a religious institution, if it is required by the doctrine of the religion of the institution, or B, in education, if it is for the proper enrollment of one-gender schools or hostels, or C, in employment, if it is for the purpose of the residential care of persons under the age of 18 years of age, or D, In employment, if it is based on a genuine occupational qualification or requirement in relation to a particular position, or E, in accommodation, if it is shared accommodation for less than 5 adult persons, or F, if the provision or uses of facilities, if those facilities are reasonably required for use by persons of one gender only. So you believe the artwork can continue to operate under a legal exemption. Which of these exemptions will apply? All of them. I fucking love this woman. Just all of them. All of the exemptions represent very divergent categories. How can the Ladies' Lounge possibly meet them all? By taking a holistic systems-based approach, which sounds serious, but really it's just the art of problem solving, because everything is connected. Adjusting just one element of a system can bring the entire system into alignment, making space for nature to do what it does. Emerge. Emergence is nature being itself, and I'm endlessly awed by it. And that applies to art too. I tried to explain this to the judge with the phrase, God is the curator. Yes, I read the court stenographer's texts. The artist describes her experience of an artwork's genesis, which may proceed from a spark or a slow evolution. She explains that she is a vessel within which the artwork it builds itself to irritate her atheist friends. She uses the expression God is the curator to describe how it feels for a work of art to come to being through her labor. Noting that in Western tradition, this may seem like a paranoid delusion. However, she says, she reads New Scientist at bedtime. I fucking love this woman. Yes, you could just as easily say nature or the universe is the creator. God's just more fun. It's racier, which works well from the standpoint of our exemptions, but we'll get back to that. When applied to curating or art making, it simply means dissolving oneself into a flow state where everything unfolds perfectly, and you feel more like a witness than a creator. It's what makes me think we live inside a VR program, or that there is a God, or that the universe is just really fucking cool. But importantly, this approach can be applied to Section 27 of the Act, and the exceptions noted above, even. As above, so below, I suppose. By making space for these exemptions to surface and meditating on and recontextualizing the problem, a series of interconnected solutions unfold and reveal themselves. The problem becomes fodder for the artwork, and the artwork emerges. We not only transmute the problem, turn shit into gold, but find an aha moment that solves many problems at once. And I love this because this is exactly what we've been doing here. It's a thing that I've always kind of done intuitively, instinctively, but you can also do it deliberately, like with the survivor's mug, like with the video about how to support survivors. We take a problem, we take something horrible, shit that's being flung in our general direction, and we turn it into something that actually makes the world better. It's a neat fucking trick. That is art. That is the power of creation. Yes, we can stack up Legos or cinder blocks or whatever the case may be and create something. But to fundamentally turn something bad into something good, that makes it an act of creation, in my humble opinion. But I'm an atheist. What do I know?
How to eat babies?
Nom nom nom. Oh, now you're making me hungry again. I can almost feed myself. It's almost time. We've got a few more minutes though. Let's see. I don't know.
I've kept you highly distracted this morning.
Very pleasantly, I dare say. My goodness.
Talking about snakes and geese and disposing of corpses.
Yep, ways to die. Dozen ways of, what is it? 100 ways to die in the West? Something like
ways to die. Yeah.
Oh my. we're not going to finish this whole Q&A. I don't know. Bible study, it goes on. I'm sure it's fascinating. I'm just enthralled by a lot of what she had to say. I just don't want to get like all carried away when we don't really have time to get into it. Are you encouraging drug use in the ladies' lounge? It would be the ladies' room, in fact, under the new designation. But no, not at all. There are numerous examples of wholesome activities undertaken in toilets throughout history. Wholesome, even. I once visited a colonial-era mansion in Manila that had 2 toilets side by side with a chessboard in the center. So there's a real precedent for engaging in a variety of activities in the toilet. Oh my. Image for inspirational purposes only. Objects depicted are not toilets, but Ischia thrones upon which deceased church leaders were placed to slowly decay with liquid from the process draining into the holes. Yikes.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, that's one thing to do with the body, I suppose.
That's a vibe. I mean,
holy shit. Oh, I don't like that.
Oh,
I mean,
me, oh my.
It's a thing, but not my thing. Nope. Nope. Theo says, wow, that's even more gross than if those were toilets. Like I said, we learn all sorts of unexpected things on these shows. So if you're new here and if you've made it through all of this, please do hit the subscribe button. It helps a lot. And also you'll get to join us for more shows. And if you're watching in the future, ring the bell so you can join us live. We're here every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Love to see you in the side chat. Oh, goodness.
There was a serial killer who did dispose of his victims by like over like several months, piece by piece, flushing them down the drain. So I mean that's
the plumbing problem, yeah.
Yeah, that's how he got busted, because of the plumbing problems.
Oh, he got too big a bone, was it?
Who was that? Yeah, let me see.
Because that's always the thing, is you sure you can be a serial killer, but what do you do with the bodies?
That's why if you're not prepared to eat them, don't even start. Serial killer and cannibal have to go hand in hand. There's just no unless you have a pig farm, but I doubt what percentage of people have a pig farm, right? And what percentage of people who want to be serial killers?
I grew
Dennis
up on
Nilsson.
Pigs are delightful, though. I wouldn't feed pigs humans. Too filthy.
Yeah, it was Dennis Nilsson who did that. Flushed his victims down the drain. Crazy SOB. Brentley, are you streaming later?
Do we have Punkry? Brentley just released a new video this morning. Ray Comfort up to his normal fuckery. It's quite delightful. But Brentley is, of course, known for his punk apostate lives. I don't know. He says I think so, and I presume he's replying to whether he's streaming later. So we'll see.
Yeah,
it'll be a surprise for everyone. Yeah. Mondays are weird because like often I will threaten to do a bonus show, and sometimes I manage to pull one off. But Mondays I've already done the bonus show from the Java and Jugs beforehand. Because if I do too many shows in a single day, then I don't know why I worry about the algorithm, because the algorithm fucking hates me anyway. It's not going to show this to anybody. So please do hit the share button, because that's the only way these videos ever get in front of anybody. It's an oof. But also I shouldn't stream all day, because then I'll like forget to eat food and bad things will happen. So yeah.
My body will tell me, because I'll start to get shaky, that I need to eat. Like, hey, you haven't eaten today.
That's my main thing too. If I don't keep it tightly scheduled, I'll forget, and then I'll and thud. I'm like, oh no. It's a new. I actually keep applesauces here in the studio, right next to my thing, in case I start to go into like a low blood sugar situation. The applesauce is healthy, but also sugary, so I can like go feed myself some real food. Emergency applesauce, folks. Keep some in your kit, I guess. Oh goodness. Alrighty, folks, we are at
Peanut
time
butter works good
today.
for that too. A scoop of peanut
Ooh.
butter can hold you over. If you're not allergic to peanuts.
That's
I
true.
mean,
I
there
should
is a
like bring peanut
caveat.
butter down here. So I have a peanut butter. You know what? I'm gonna get all sidetracked. Before we
Peanut
go, I
butter
wanna
and
thank
apples.
everybody.
Mm.
Apples if they last, for sure. Oh, actually, I can just do it in the studio now. Yeah, so Deviant started us off with gifting 5 memberships. Thank you, Deviant. That helps ever so much. And everybody do enjoy your memberships. And, you know, consider getting one yourself. You get the emojis, but you also get all the other cool stuff. Like, there's a fuck ton of members exclusive content. For example, Miranda sent us $10. Thank you, Miranda. And said, bottom of the barrel Ember bullshit is the best way to start the week. Objectively true. Lil of all trades sent us $5. Thank you, Lil. And said, loving the profile pic free. And Embers, of course, looks awesome. Love my J&J ladies. Fuck yeah. Hopefully, Lil will be able to join us again soon. Yee. And Jester sent us $2. Thank you, Jester. And said, put clean coal at every golf course. Mischief. Shenanigatery. Excellent. All right. Thank you all so much for joining. It's lovely to see you all. It's been a long morning, but I really appreciate y'all being here, sticking it out, and having fun with us. I hope you enjoyed today's story. It's not like learning the way we normally do, but it's so delightful. And we did get to delve into some of the points of art and some of the social dynamics involved, and also random other stuff. So, hooray.
Hooray.
Yeah. And thank you, Bree, for joining. Of course, find Bree at HypeSci, subscribe, support, do all the things.
Do the things.
Bree. Yes. We love to do the things. And as always, remember, you don't have to cry discrimination when that's the point of the artwork, because you are better, well, I guess, than patriarchy today. But, you know, same thing. Mwah! Thanks to all our patrons and top-level members for December. Miranda, Karen Butcher, Jessica the Transmetal Alchemist, Robin Webster, Maya Adkison, Jimmy Tux, Ian Chen, Lilith, Ember Lynn, The Barely Bearable Atheist, Eric Wander, Jason Jacoby, Lil of All Trades, Deviant Outcast, Kelly King, the Detroit Atheist Queen, The Mighty Filbert, Secular Feelinist, and Geo Sam. And you can add your name here next month by signing up at patreon.com/betterthanember, or by joining Emberships here on YouTube at the Cinder level, which includes all the custom emojis, tons of member-exclusive content, member-only live streams, and a bunch of other stuff. I deeply appreciate all the supporters who keep this channel going. Thank you so much. Because of you, we're building a wonderful community that I'm very proud of.
Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn